Good morning. Welcome to Hartman Business Machines. Come on in. I've got some things to show you. You're here because either I've told you to click the link on my email or you've Googled and you found me. So, why are we here today? You guys, you need to know how to install a print driver. Simple, you'd think. Okay, I've got a few things that I need to give you the agenda of right now. Number one, for the example here, we're going to be installing the Ricoh MPC 3003. This is going to be very similar to the way you would do it with a lot of other Ricohs. I'm going to say almost 90% of them. So, even if you don't have a Ricoh and you found me via Google, you're probably going to get a lot of the way through the process if you've got something else. Okay, so you're going to need a few things first. First, you want to know what operating system your computer that you want to download and install the driver to is. Okay, so the main thing is the operating system. Not the operating system, it's the operating system, I guess, size. Is it a 32-bit or is it a 64-bit is what you want to know. To be quite honest, whether you've got a Windows XP operating system right up to the Windows 10, one Ricoh driver will be compatible for all those operating systems. It's the Ricoh Windows 7 driver. So you just need to determine if you've got a 64-bit operating system or a 32-bit. So if you come over here, I'm going to show you how to get to where you need to be. Okay, so if you've got anything from Windows 7 and later, which is going to be mostly the case, your Explorer is going to be down here in the system tray, whereby I need you to go to File Explorer. Okay, in File Explorer, you're going to see on the left-hand panel this PC. Right-click this PC, go to Properties. Number one, you're going to see your operating system type here. So I've got a 64-bit. You'll also notice up here is the Windows 10 Pro is the operating system that I'm dealing with. Okay, so that's number one that you want to know, 64 or 32. Second thing that you want to do, while you're here, on your hard drive, on the C drive, I want you to create a Ricoh driver folder. I want you to name a folder Ricoh driver, have it on your hard drive, right here. That's what I've done. Now, thirdly, I want you to know the IP address of the machine that you're dealing with. So, if you like to step out into the hallway, I'll show you how to get your IP address of your machine. So, come here. This is the Ricoh C3003. What we want to do first is go to the User Tools Counter button so that we're in the menu. Okay, now we want to go to System Settings and Interface Settings is the tab that we want to see. So, no matter pretty much what series of Ricoh MFP you have, that same process is going to apply for each of them. So in the IPv4 address, you've got to make note of what that number is. Yours isn't going to be the same as that. Okay. Next, you want the physical copy of the file, the driver file. So, if you haven't already got it, or your IT guy doesn't have it, you need to come to, or haven't given it to you yet, you need to come to the Reco.ca, Support and Downloads, which is going to take you to this search bar. You want to enter the model of your machine into this search bar. Once that comes up, scroll down. You'll have the driver file here in the MPC 3003. You want to click that, and it's going to show you or ask you what operating system you have. Sometimes the Ricoh website, you want to agree. Sometimes the Ricoh website will be able to pick exactly what operating system you have, and it'll have it there, so that's great. If it does, you want to go to the PCL6 driver. I find the PCL6 driver works the best with most programs on your PC. Okay, so I find that is the best. So what you want to do is click that, and then it's going to download and ask you to extract it to a spot on your folder, to your computer. So once you click on that and it's opened up to here, you want to browse and you want to select that folder that you created, the Ricoh drivers. Where does the R go? There we go, Ricoh driver. So you press OK, and then you hit OK, and unzip. It's going to do it. Now you've unzipped them beautifully. So now you can close that down. You can close the internet, close the internet, close the internet. Now, next, down into the bottom left-hand corner of your monitor is the Start menu. You want to click on that. Now, we just type in Control. Control panel is generally the one that's going to pop up first. That's the one we want to go to. Control panel will now take you to, or bring you to, devices and printers. Click on the devices and printers, which is going to open up to a screen. Now, you're going to find potentially a lot quicker ways to do this. However, those quicker ways may skip the steps that you need to get you to the next step, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to give you a long-winded way, and then from there, give you the tools to shorten it. So here's a list of printers. It's not going to be on there, obviously. So what we want to do, add a printer. Now, this is going to list multiple printers on your network, but we don't care. We don't want to do that. We want the printer that I want wasn't listed. So from this point, we're going to highlight add a printer using a TCP IP address or hostname. Okay, now we go next. Now, what we're going to enter is that number that we received from the machine, the IP address. So mine was 10.0.12.75. Whoops, 75. We want to uncheck query the printer and automatically select the driver to use. Okay, uncheck. Go to next. So now we've successfully added the Ricoh C3003. Now we want to click next. It's sometimes going to be share this printer so that others on your network can use it. We don't want that. Unless it's a specific reason that you do not share this printer. Next. We like to set as the default printer. It's probably going to be the most cost efficient machine on the network. So we do usually want that as set as default. If not, uncheck. But for this example, we're going to check it. Now we want to press finish. If you want to test print a test page in color, now is the time. Otherwise, we click finish. So now what's going to happen, it's going to show the icon down here. And now there's just a little bit left to do, which is for my customers, set the defaults. So we want to right click and we want to go to printer properties, okay? Not to be confused with properties. Okay, so into printer properties. From here, the window, well, we want to go into advanced, down the side here, down the bottom, printing defaults. From printing defaults is going to show what your printer driver looks like. Okay, so what we want to do, go into the detailed settings, and we're going to select black and white as the default, unless you require color to be the default. You want black and white. Then make sure paper is all input, is all auto. Then in edit, we want to turn that off. Otherwise, it's going to default to two-sided printing, and unless that is a requirement of your business, you want to turn that off. These are the two things that we pretty much change. So apply and OK. Now, click the General tab just to make sure that that has gone through to the secondary, the Preferences driver, and it goes to show that it has black and white. And if I go into Edit, two-sided is off. Depending on the operating system, depending on where you got the driver, document size may default to A4. We want to just make sure that you change that to 8.5 by 11 if you do. Click OK. We're ready to print a test page. Bam. It's told you that it's printing, and we press close. My machine has no paper in it, so it's not going to print it, but yours will. Any questions? Email me, tgiles@hartmanbusiness.com.